Hello YouTube, Tobimaru here, and today I'll be talking about Diablo 4 new bosses. On Season 2, it introduced 5 new bosses, endgame bosses that you can farm to target farm specific uniques that you need for your build. Each one has a specific drop table, and sometimes they have the same item across multiple bosses, so you have options to choose. They also, all of them require certain items, certain materials to summon them. On this video, I'll go through every boss, explain what requirements you have to complete them. I will show you what items you have to collect to summon them, where do you go to fight them, what rewards do they give, and also some tips on how to farm them more efficiently. And even at the end, I'll have a space dedicated to group play and how you can increase your odds by playing with other people and doing rotation runs. Maxwell has a really good web page with the loot table for each boss, so I will link it in the description, and you can see what boss drops what, and you can plan your farm around that. This is the page on Maxwell's website. You can find it by going in the menu in the navigation bar to resources and then boss loot table cheat sheet. And here we are. And they have this divided by each boss, so you can navigate to the one that you want. And for each one of them, you can see separated by class the uniques that they will drop. So, for example, Echo of Varshan, one of the new bosses, can drop for Barbarian these uniques. And for non-class specific uniques, you have Frostburn and Mother's Embrace, for example. You can also place your mouse on top of the text and see in detail what these items are and see if they are right for your build. We have Grigoire as well, Beast in the Eyes, that I call Ice Beast because it's shorter, Dark Master or Lord Zir, and finally Duriel, King of Maggots. This is the most interesting one because aside from having some uniques that you can't find on other bosses, it can also spawn Uber uniques. So these are the items, the really rare items that we had previously, but no one could get them because the drop rates were so bad. Now they try to fix it, and there's a chance that when you kill Duriel, you'll get one of these. They will only drop for your class. So, for example, if you're a rogue, you can get Doombringer, but if you are playing Druid, you will never see Doombringer or Grandfather. How the loot is specific to the character that you are playing. So have that in mind. And I guess that it's just guessing at this point. There are no data, but from what is being talked about, from what people have been playing and reporting, the drop rate for the Uber Unix should be around 2%, more or less. So if you do 50 tutorial runs, you should get one of these. Maybe not the one you want, but if you are lucky, one that you really want. Some bosses have overlap loot tables. Let me see. For example, Lord Zir drops the Butcher's Cleaver for Druid, but also Grigoire drops it. So you have more chances of getting it if you want to. Okay, this is the loot table for the bosses. I'll have the link down in the description. Thanks, Maxroll. You have a great website. And now I'm going to go one by one and show you what you need to do to fight these bosses and to do that efficiently, and what items you need for each one of them. Aside from the loot that's listed on the loot table that I just showed, there's also other drops like mounts and mount trophies. I don't know exactly what they are. I haven't seen them. I think I got one trophy one time only, but in the middle of everything, I don't remember what it was, which one it was. But yeah, I've heard reports of other people getting a mount, and they say that each new boss has a mount associated with them. So if you are into those, there's another reason to farm them, right? But I imagine they are pretty rare to drop. Maybe like the world bosses mounts. Now for Grigoire, or Greg, as some people call it, the only way to farm materials needed for him, that is living steel, that's the material that you'll need. it's to do L-Tide. You go to ltides.com. Here you can see how much time you have on L-Tide and the locations of the chests that you need to get. So the white one is the mystery chest. That's the 250 cinders chest that drops random gear. And the purple one is the new one that was introduced this season. And that's the steel chest that costs 300 cinders to unlock. And that chest will give you some living steel. I think 3. I have heard people getting 5, but I've only gotten 3 living steel from it. Also, they work similarly to the mystery chests, but they respawn at the hour. So if you are on a L-Tide that doesn't start at the right hour, you can maybe farm 4 chests in a single run in an hour. Or in the case of the L-Tide that has 3 locations, maybe even 6 if you can farm that quickly. So let's do just that. On this zone, I usually come here through this waypoint and try to farm the events that spawn here. Oh, I got best event, Share of Souls. Oh, a tip for you when you get this event. Don't get the souls until the timer is almost over. Because you can kill, they won't stop spawning until you grab end the event and grab the souls. So I stay here in the middle, kill as many as I can. Some of them will drop cinders. I get more cinders this way. And when we're like 5 seconds away from it ending, so 6, we got the 30th. That way we got more cinders out of the event. So, now that we got our 300 cinders, find out on altas.com where the purple chest is, come here, click on it, you don't spend them immediately, first you need to kill this, like mini boss, that doesn't drop anything good, it's just an annoyance. Kill him to unlock the chest, or to access the chest safer. And offer cinders. Get a bunch of elixirs and 3 living steel. This is steel that we will use to fight Grigoire right in this segment. So for Grimoire you need living steel that you get from L-Tides. There's a chest there that costs 300 cinders, you get that. And you get 3 living steel for each chest. And when you have 5 on World Tier 4 or 2 in World Tier 3, you go to the dry steps. Here, all of the penitent. I think the fastest way is through Cat Bardo, teleport there and go down. You come here, you have a little entrance that you can skip. It's not worth it to do at all. Go to here and you place your living still. And you summon him, then you just kill him. You can easily kill him maybe after level 80. I think I killed him at level 80 without any problems, just staying here and spamming attacks. Doesn't do any damage at all. Then you get the Shard of Agony. This is needed to summon, you need 2 of these to summon Duriel. And these only drop in World Tier 4. So if you are farming Grimoire on World Tier 3, these won't drop. Another thing is that if you do this with a group, only the person that used the materials to open the door to Grimoire, only that person gets this reward. The other 3, if you're in a group of 4, don't get it. So it's not worth it if you don't have any interest in the items that it drops. It's not worth it to do it in a group. It's much faster to do it solo. I'll just leave the dungeon now to the overworld. And now I reset the dungeons. You press Q or click here. It shows your journal and you click reset dungeons. Are you sure you want? Yes. Go back, enter again, and you kill him as many times as you want, or as you need, or as you can afford, because this is expensive. He does lightning damage, so if you are having trouble with him, you can use an elixir of lightning, or have a special gear for him, but you shouldn't be having trouble with him. So it's only worth it to farm him at World Tier 4. Don't spend your steel on World Tier 3. Save it. You can farm it on Altides on World Tier 3, but save your steel to farm him on World Tier 4. Another shard. We got 6 shards, so this allows us with as many eggs to run 3 Duriels, or 12 Duriels if we do these on a group rotation, which is really good. It's the recommended way to farm them. So let's start with Varshan, the boss that comes back from Season 1. It was the boss on Season 1, and now he's back as one of these new bosses. He's a level 75 boss on Tier 4. And to gather the materials that you'll need, you need to do whispers. And what are those? You must be familiar with them. There is a mechanic called the Tree of Whispers in the game. By doing events around the world, you get enough points called Grim Favors, and when you get 10, you can go to the tree, deliver those favors, and you'll get a cache that you can choose between 3 options. And that cache will drop the required items to summon the boss, summon Varshan. So for you to do that, there's multiple options you can do. You can do the whispers that appear randomly around the map. Like there are dungeons that reward 5 favors. There are sellers that reward 1. There's the world boss that gets you 5. So by doing the world boss, you actually are getting multiple materials for multiple bosses by doing this. One other option is to do the Blood Harvest event. There are always 3 bounties. They are almost all the same. One of them is to kill some kind of monsters or 2 types of monsters. Another one is to save villagers or destroy some structures around the map. And the other is kill Bloodseekers that you can summon on some altars that appear in the zone. So if you are looking for blood for your seasonal powers, that's a good way to do whispers. Also, legions also give grim favors, so you can do them. And if you are looking for Exquisite Blood, that's the item to summon Lord Zir. You can also combine that those two things. So doing a Legion event that will reward you an Exquisite Blood, and reward you Grim Favors that you can then trade for caches at the 3. And my preferred method that I always do when it's available is the PvP zone. Each day you have 3 whispers there. One of them to kill the big boss that appears there, another to do an event there, and another to cash out on the cinders there. So there are multiple ways for you to get whispers, and it gets you some nice XP as well when you open that cache. So just for demonstration, I'm at 6 Grim Favors. I can just do a dungeon that's near portal, for example this one, a port here. I'm just going to do the dungeon really fast. Slay the Watchman. So I did the dungeon, got 10 whispers, I even got 11. Now I just go to 3 of whispers, deliver them, and I'll get a cache.
It is done.
I prefer the collection of chaos because it gives me more materials. More random materials instead of items. You open it on your inventory. You pick up the items. And I got a Trembling hand. This is one of the materials to summon Varshan. Then you go kill him, and I'll explain that in this segment, this following segment. So here I can do, it takes 1 of each, so I can do 9 Varshan runs. But for example, I have more femurs than ants, so I can transform the femurs into ants. You go to the alchemist, you go to the refined resources tab, the 3rd one, summoning item, and then you can get a transmute malignant body part cache. So let's see what I need. I need more ants, and I have a lot of femurs. I can turn a femur into another part. If you use a femur, you get a cache that can drop ants or heads. Trembling ants or Gurgling heads. The malignant arts are a special thing that they can't drop from these caches, okay? You can use heads and or femurs to re-roll them to another part except for malignant. You also need Veil Crystals and Baleful Fragments to do this, but as you can see, I'm full of them. So if you are in the end game doing this, you shouldn't have a problem refining them. Another way to craft them without the RNG of the cache is to use a Malignant art to craft a femur, head, or end. So if you have a lot of Malignant arts, you can turn them into the other items. So for example, I need ends. I can click here. I lose 1 of my Malignant. I have 17, so that's the resource I have more of. I have 10. And I can do this again, and again, and again. And now I can run 13 times. I can run Varshan 13 times. Whereas before, I was limited by number of ends that I had. So use the Alchemist for you to maximize the amount of runs that you can do. So when you have the materials you need, you go to the Tree of Whispers. This is really convenient. So now that I have the materials I need, I go here, near the tree. You should know where it is. It's right here in the map, on Zarbinzat. You should be familiar with this one, because it's where you deliver all the Whispers. You enter the cave, left to the tree, the Malignant Burrow. You need to go through the tunnel. You don't care about these monsters. You just go right to the center, to the top, click the altar, and you'll use 1 of each, summon him, and then kill him. This is similar to Grimoire. So, like Grimoire, if you farm this on World Tier 3, this boss, he won't drop the egg, the item to summon Duriel. So make sure you farm this on World Tier 4. You can get the ingredients on World Tier 3, but save them for World Tier 4 to farm him. so you can have more chances at Duriel. And same as Grimoire, only the person that uses the materials can get the egg, the reward, the material to use on Duriel. So it's not worth it unless you are looking for a specific drop of him to do rotation runs with other people, with 3 other people. So now it's the same thing as Grimoire. You open your map, reset dungeon, enter again, and repeat it as many times as you want. I have 12 of each, so I can do this 12 times and get 12 eggs. This boss should be really easy, as Grimoire is. It should be really accessible. After level 8, I think you can just... You don't even need to worry too much about your health. You just spam your attacks on him. I just right click, as I'm using a basic skill row build. I just right click and use unstoppable if I need to, if I get blinded or something. Okay, I got 3 eggs already, and here you are really near the blacksmith and shop, so you can come here between runs when you have a full inventory and just sell everything or whatever you want to do. Now, for Lord Zir, what you need to get is Exquisite Blood. And that drops when you do a Legion event or a World Boss event. So we have here the Legion event starting in 1 minute, so let's get going there. So on Legion events, for it to drop, for the blood to drop, you need to make sure that the group kills all the 3 servants. The event spawns 3 servants, one after each other. You have to kill enough enemies in the time that you are given. And if you are able to do that on those 3 enemies, at the end, after you beat the boss, there will be 3 chests. The blood only drops on the 3rd chest, so you really need to complete the event to do that. If you can't find a group, or if you are playing on hardcore and there's not many people doing this, it might be difficult to get this material. In hardcore, I think it's easier to kill world bosses. So we killed all 3, and now we kill the boss or bosses that appear. And we will get 3 chests with loot and ovals. And 2 of them dropped Exquisite Blood. That was lucky. Normally you only get 1. And aside from Legion events, there's another event that drops Exquisite Blood for Lord Zir. And those are the world bosses that you pretty sure should be used to do. So now they are more frequent. They are 3 in 3 hours, I think, instead of 6 and 6. And when you get one, there is a really good website called helltides.com that you can have open, and you can set up alerts that will notify you when there are world bosses, helltides, or legions. And when there are helltides, they appear with a map here. But it's really useful for world bosses and legions as well. So if you want to be on top of all the events in the game, play with this site open and with the notifications on.
They're already dead.
Stupid mistake.
The boss should be pretty easy to kill. Just stay behind them. I think that's a strategy that works for every boss. Stay on their ass. And dodge the light beams, I guess. Now, he's dead. And as you can see, well, he dropped a lot of stuff. And he dropped 3 Exquisite Blood. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a monster that appeared here. They sometimes appear at the end of Legion events, world bosses, and I think on Helltides as well. I think I saw him once there. So they drop materials for Varshan. So Trembling and Gurgling Head, those are materials to fight Varshan. So always stay a bit after you kill the boss or you end the Legion event to see if the elite spawns. Usually it has a red thing around it, and kill it and get those extra materials that are much needed to kill Varshan. So we got our Exquisite Blood. Now we need 9 of them collected from the World Bosses and Legion events. I already have 25 because I've been farming. And then to fight it, we need to find the Ancient Seat in the Darkened Way in Fracture Peaks. So that is... And that is right here, the Darkened Way. It's this icon. If you remember the campaign, if you played it, you went there a lot. So it's the same place that you used to have the Lord Zeal be summoned. This is the waypoint, Lesnut. It's the closer you can get, I think. You just horse around to there. Now you have horse on cocaine, so you get there faster. You enter the dungeon. This part is still multiplayer. So you need to travel this way down there. You just go here. And here you have the Ancient Seat, and that's the place where you'll summon him. You enter that. You have like a small dungeon here that you have to go through. You can just ignore most of it and go right to the boss. You have the altar here. You interact with it. And you use 9 Exquisite Blood. You summon. And you will appear with all his beauty. It's level 80. So I think for you to be able to kill him easily, it should be at least on his level.
I'm not ready yet.
He summons Bloodseekers in the fight. So that can make your life harder. But just make sure you damage him a lot. And he dies. So he gives loot, we can get that. And we got an unique. We got the Penitent Greaves, that's one of the uniques that he drops. And that's Lord Zir. Now, for Beast in the Eyes, that's a little bit different. You actually need to farm Distilled Fear. That's the summoning object or the summoning item for it. But then you have to craft a Nightmare Dungeon key, a special one, to be able to enter the dungeon where it spawns. How do you get Distilled Fear? Well, you need to run tier 30 plus Nightmare Dungeons. So make sure that the sigils that you use are 30 or more, because the other ones don't drop at all. They don't drop every time. I'm not sure if the higher levels have more chance to drop this item or not. From my experience, I think no, it's all the same. They don't drop and they don't announce when they drop. At least I only know that I got them when I look at my inventory after I finish the dungeon. So let's just do one dungeon here. Let's go ruins. It's really easy, this one. So level 40. Now we can travel directly into the dungeon, which is nice. This Nightmare Dungeon, you can actually just run to the boss. As you can see, it didn't drop here. Let's check. Consumable step. I didn't get this time. So it's not a 100% drop rate. So let's do another one. And you check your consumables. It didn't drop as well. I'm not getting lucky today. Let's do another one. So this time we got it. There was no indication in the screen, I think. And we got our Distilled Fear. So you grab 9 of these. And then you need to go to an occultist. My favorite one is this one on Tree of Whispers. And you craft sigils, go to Ancestral, Glacial Fissure. I have more on my chest. Somewhere.
Well, let's have a look.
Ancestral, Glacial Fissure. And now you get the Nightmare Sigil that will allow you to fight the beast in the ice. Or Ice Beast, as I like to call him. Now all you have to do is click it. This will open a Nightmare Dungeon like the other ones. You teleport there. You have a dungeon part that you can also skip.
I need more time.
Monsters are level 85 and the boss is level 85 as well.
I'm not ready yet.
Sometimes it's hard to find him. Like today.
I'm not ready yet.
And we're here. And he's just there. He spawns automatically, you don't need to insert anything. And you kill it. He's not the hard boss by any means.
I need more time.
And this Faisal gets up in the air. And there are these stripes of ice that if you stay on there, you'll get thrown out to the tornado. Like it's happening to me. If you are lower level, take care with those things because they can kill you.
I'm not ready yet.
Usually I do this boss in groups because I'm farming it for some gloves that I need.
I'm not ready yet.
So we just kill him instantly. That's why I'm getting so much hits on my face. Okay, you kill him. And this is a nightmare dungeon, so don't forget to level up your glyphs as well. And
Can't
you
carry
get your
anymore.
gear that I can't carry anymore because I'm full. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. When you are grinding out the nightmare dungeons, there's a resource that I really use every day. That's Rex Center X Magical Diablo Sheet. Link in the description down below. I'll be posting there. And there's a tab with the tier list, and it conducted some tests to see which ones are good for XP and for glyph leveling. I get myself on these ones. I usually do the greens and the blue ones and destroy the rest. And it's serving me well, so I will recommend it. And go give him a like as well on YouTube. Okay, so after we fight Varshan and Grigoire enough times on World Tier 4, we get some eggs and some shards of agony that we will use to summon Duriel. That's the hardest boss in the game, except from Lilith, but Lilith doesn't drop anything, so it's not even worth it. And he will drop occasionally, like 2% of the time, Uber Uniques. So this is the most important boss that you want to farm if you want to find an Uber Unique. So for that, we need to go with 2 of each, 2 eggs and 2 shards, to the Gaping Crevice in southern Kyrgyzstan. That is right here, Gaping Crevice. It is a level 100 boss. So the fastest way, I think, is to go to Gaia Coal. And you might want to grab some poison resistance elixir, because it does poison damage mainly. You can craft the Eddy elixir of poison. So every time I killed Duriel was in a group, because it's much more efficient that way. So this will actually be my first try to do it alone, actually. I think there are people there looking for groups as well. But on the last segment of this video, I'll show you a way that's easier for you to find a group and to do Duriel rotations. So like always, there's a dungeon here that you don't need to do if you don't want to. And you get to Duriel. You can pop your potion. I don't know if I can kill him. My build is not very good, so I'm playing a basic skill rogue. I built this myself just as a challenge to play the game this season, not following any guides. And if you are interested on it, it's not a great build by any means, but I'll be posting a guide for it anyways. I'll be making a video. If you are interested on that, make sure to subscribe to my channel, to like my video, and to comment down below. And tell me what you want to see on my channel. And if you want to see more content like this, more guides, it really helps me out a lot.
I'm not ready yet.
I'm not even sure if I can kill him. I never tried this solo, but
I need more time.
let's see what happens. Okay, I stunned him. Oh no, I used my ultimate when he went away. That sucks.
I need more time.
I need to kill these guys. On groups, this is just so fast that I don't worry about it. Let's get this potion. Another potion. Let's kill these dudes. We can use our vampiric powers to do a little bit more damage to him. Maybe I should kill
I'm not ready yet.
the other dudes. They are doing a lot of damage to me. And they drop potions, so they are nice, I guess. And the maggots. Hopefully they do as well.
I need more time. I need more time.
Okay, he went down. I don't know what he'll do. I think we should kill these packs and these things. You're actually seeing me fight him alone for the first time. Nothing like making a guide and doing Duriel for the first time. Okay, it's not that hard. You can easily kill him. If you have a good build, then it will be just peanuts. My build is not good at all. It's just a meme build that I decided to make to see if it works. And I cleared all the content until now, except for Lilith, but I'll be trying that when I get some Uber Uniques. So, you got Soulbrand. That's not a Uber Unique, that's too bad. And people say that sometimes when the Uber Unique drops, Duriel drops 2 Uniques. So, most likely if you see him drop 2 Uniques, one of them is an Uber Unique. And that's incredible. All his gear is item level 925, so the best gear in the game will drop from him if you care about it. This is really good for weapons, for example, that have the most damage possible by having this item power level. And that's it. That's how you kill every boss in the game, every new boss. Hopefully I helped you. Let me know if I did down in the description. And now just the last segment, I will give you some tips on how to do this more efficiently. So one thing that's good to know is that these materials are tradable. So if you have friends or if you go into trading forums or Reddit or whatever, and if you have a lot of eggs and the other person has a lot of shards, and even better for the other bosses that, for Varshan for example, that has 4 different materials to summon him, you can trade with them. So that's a good thing to know. If you are lacking certain materials, you can trade them. And another thing that's really important to know is that if you play in groups, you, instead of fighting one Duriel with the same materials, you will fight 4, because each person will bring 2 eggs and 2 shards, and you do a rotation. It's called a rotation, and one by one each player will insert their items, summon a Duriel, everyone fight, the loot is for everyone, so you have 4 more chances to get what you want by playing in a group. This applies to any boss that you think about. You can farm Lord Zir, Beast in the Eyes, you can find groups for every boss in the game, and the rewards are multiplied if you do this rotation strategy. Except, and this is really important, for these 2 materials. So the eggs that drop from Varshan and the shards that drop from Grigoire, they only drop for the person that summons the boss, not for everyone. All the rest of the loot is independent, but only the person that opens it gets the materials to summon Duriel. So because of that, I think it's easier to just do them solo, unless you really need some of his uniques, and you have better chances of doing that in a group. So what I usually do to find a group is Discord. Discord is a great place to find groups. This is the Sanctuary Diablo IV Discord. I'll have the link down below, so check it out with the invite. And here you have many channels for many things, for discussion, for hardcore, softcore, season on season, build classes, build guides, class discussion. And you have a section here for softcore season 2, or you have one for hardcore as well. And you have the channel SC LFG bosses. softcore, looking for group bosses. So you come here and imagine I want to do Duriel, a rotation of Duriels. I come here and looking for group, Duriel, boss. You have to write boss in the text, otherwise the message will be deleted. Don't forget that. Duriel boss, one rotation, and you place down your battle tag. And hopefully I'll get an invite in game from a group or from some people that want to farm him, right? I think I got one. Swatch sent me a friend request. Okay, here we are. Then one thing that is usually done is you need to link, go to party chat on in-game and you need to link your materials so they know that you can open it and you're not leeching. You shift click the items. As you can see in chat on there, everyone does the same. And this way we are sure that no one is here for leashing. They're already there. Amira will go first. We are 3 level 100, 182, it should be easy. Much easier than it was, right? Just as you saw. And he's already dead. A helm, it can be a Uber unique. Now what you need to do is the same as if you were doing this solo. Is go to the map and reset. When you reset in group, you have to everyone has to accept, and then enter the dungeon again. Last run, let's see if I can get an Uber unique while I record the guide video. It will be incredible, right? Root for me. And that's it, you can leave the party. Look at your gear and be sad that you didn't get a Uber unique. Yeah, this is the loot. God Slayer, Call of the Nameless. Call of Nameless, Soul Brand. Yeah, nothing great. But maybe some of these items are because they are all level item powered 925. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the content, if you want to see more guides like this, if you want to know my build and how I did it, please subscribe to my channel, like, comment. I can answer any questions. And if you have other ideas or other ways to do things, also share it down below. I also stream on Twitch, link down below, twitch.tv/TobyMarioTV. So you can find me there playing the game almost every day for the next, I don't know, few weeks. Until I get bored, I guess. So, see you next time. Thank you.